Hello and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. My name is Nelson, and right now we're going to be revisiting those simple shaped brushes and manor house that we created in the last video. Tidying them up a bit and making the manor house have better angles and just all around better. So what you see me doing here, instead of using the brushes, the shape brushes, I have everything snapping to my grid points. I also have snap to guides, though I have yet to draw guides in this video. But as you can see, I'm getting my basic forms like that and plotting them very precisely. Now, I'm not sure if you can do that in GIMP, but I'm using Photoshop, and this manor house that I make by the end of this video will be made available for free download on my DeviantArt page. Now, what you see me doing here, I'm just plotting the walls of the garden. Just sketching them in real quick and using the snap to grid just so that I can erase on the parts of the grid that I don't want it to be on. Later on in the video, I do change this from a flat square to a more angular gate. I'm just plopping down areas where, you know, I'm imagining roofs and little alcoves. Well, not necessarily alcoves, but little roofs and porches. Here I'm just cleaning up the angle that I cut. That way it better matches the angle on the back of the house. That they both run parallel and they're nice and clean. I'm dropping down some hexagonal or octagonal towers because, you know, rich people don't want the peasantry to just roll up in their garden, in their little personal space. Now here what you see me doing is dragging out some guides, because I do have the snap to guides feature enabled, because where I want to put this little entryway, this gatehouse, guardhouse for this manor doesn't sit on the grid quite the way I want it to. So I'm just adjusting the size right there, and then I'm going to plop some guard towers down on this guardhouse or gatehouse. The towers in front are a little larger than the towers in back because the towers in front are where the guards are going to guard from. I'm just playing around with cleaning up some of the seams I ended up getting, and this very odd transparency. I'm not entirely sure how it ended up being transparent. I have, I believe I had everything set to 100% opacity, and yet some transparency happened. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what went wrong, but I just decided to use a few filters, change the transparency, and I'm using the red just to make sure that I can't see it from beneath a layer, from a layer beneath the manor. Now I'm just resizing it, playing around so that I could eventually make it into a brush. Now I'm replacing my shape brushes with the original manor house, which you can see the transparency on the manor house as well is a bit off. But being that I used grays as well as black to block out, you know, pre-existing roads and foliage areas, which in retrospect was not a very good idea, I decide, you know, I'm scrapping this manor house anyway. I will leave it in the brush pack just in case you happen to like that manor house. But noticing that the walls are a tad bit different, this is when I decide to change the inner walls of the manor house and make them a tad bit more angular. Oh no, this is when I'm putting the crenellations on the manor house. Yep, throwing crenellations on the manor house, trying to crenellate the bottom wall, but the bottom wall is more integrated into the actual house than the other walls, and I'm fiddling around here, and I just decided to not really stress it out. It looks more than good enough the way it is. So at this point I'm dropping some guides down to try to help me plot out the angle that I want to hit when I erase the square wall and make it more angular. Eventually I do decide to just draw a straight line on a different layer and use Photoshop's functions for transforming, and then just transform the angle, type in 45 degrees because that is the specific angle that I need, to drop it in, and just erase the excess, merge the layers, and I'm done. Here I just want to have a little fun making just a really quick dirty town section, so I can see the scale difference between this giant manor and the small little hut type houses from my previous brush pack. Just a real makeshift town area. Anyway, that's enough of me playing around. I'll end the video here, and I'll put a link in the description, sharing with all you fine ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubes and interwebs, especially my peoples over at the Map Makers Consortium Facebook group. And until next time, always remember to keep cool, get your crafts on, and never, ever let anyone or anything limit your creativity. My name is Nelson. This has been Infinite Roleplay. Peace.